Hello and hi guys. Welcome to our first Spotify video. This to you. So let's dive in. This is our second week of e-learning. Let's see. Um, oh, there it is. Great. This is our second week. It's April 6th, 7, and 8. Okay, so we only have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Very short week because they're giving us Thursday and Friday and Monday as our spring break. This is with the week overview. In week two, we will cover the topic of adjectives. We saw this before in class. This is just a review because our final goal is to write the descriptive essay next week. This is what our week looks like. Okay, so um, Monday today, the adjective lesson and practice. So this video is the lesson, and then there's one short practice that you have to turn in. Okay, and it's short because we have seen this before and it's just a review because our final goal is to write an essay by next week. Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday 7, we there's one more practice, right? Practice number 2, and then we have our soon meeting at 12:45. So please be on your computer at 12:45 so we can all meet, and if you have questions about the lesson you can ask. Okay, and then on Wednesday 8, right, you have a short quiz on adjectives. Okay, very short, very easy, that will count towards your grade. Okay, so we have practice today, practice on Tuesday, and then a quiz. Okay, so those are our 3 days for this week. All right, so let's start. Let's see. Um, on the next slide, okay, so we have here adjectives. So we know what an adjective is, right? An adjective, let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Oh, there it is. An adjective, it's a word that describes a noun, person, place, thing, animal, or idea. An adjective describes what kind or how many. For example, gray sky. A sky would be our noun, and gray would be the adjective. What kind of a sky? Gray. All shoes. What kind of shoes? Old. Clever dog. What kind of dog? Clever. And clever means smart. Mhm. Clever means smart, intelligent. For example, low price. What kind of price? Low. It also adjectives also are numbers. 5 fingers, right? How many fingers? Five. It's describing the fingers. Many rivers. How many rivers? Many. Fewer hours. How many hours? Fewer. Some errors. How many errors? Some. So it is describing the noun, right? Now let's look at some examples here. In this sentence, you have seven messages in your voicemail. Seven. Does that say how many or what kind of messages? How many? Good job. In this one, it will be 20 years before your watch will need a new battery. New is our adjective. Battery is our noun. It's describing the battery. So, does this say how many or what kind? New is what kind? Good job. Let's look at number 3. We have more than 10 miles to go before we reach the main highway. Highway is the noun, main is the adjective. Now, main is it describing what kind or how many? What kind? There were hundreds of people waiting to go inside the grocery store. Hundreds. Does this describe how many or what kind? How many? Because hundreds is number, right? Cientos. Now, let's see. Here is the new part. Mm, let me present here. Here's a new part, hijos. Adjectives they can go before or after the noun. Okay? So let's look at first how it goes when it is before the noun. Uh-oh. There it is. So before the noun. Do you remember our book, The Most Beautiful Place in the World? We have four sentences about the book. Let's look at number one. Juan lived in a small city called San Pablo. Hmm. City is the noun, small is the adjective, right? So we have the adjective is before. Again, the friendly people in San Pablo like to talk. People is a noun, friendly is the adjective, and these two are before, right? So very easy, very straightforward. Now let's look at when an adjective is after the noun. Let's see. After the noun. His grandmother's house was crowded. In this case, house is a noun. And what kind of house? Crowded. hmm And crowded means full. Yeah, lleno, right? Full. A lot of. So what kind of house? It's crowded. And number four, the arroz con leche smelled delicious. Arroz con leche would be my noun. And how is the arroz con leche? What kind of arroz con leche? Delicious. Now, what do you notice when the adjective is after the noun? What do we need? What do we need between the house, between the noun and the adjective, between noun and adjective? What is this? Yes, it's a verb. And that is the key part. When the noun is after, or when the adjective is after the noun, we need a verb. And that connects the two words. Okay? Now, this is what we're going to practice. We're going to see if the noun is before or after. I'm sorry, is the adjective is before or after the noun. So we're going to go to the next page. And this will be your practice number one. Okay? I am going to do two with you. I'm going to do two with you, and then um, you're going to do it on your own. So for example, it says read the sentence, highlight the noun blue and the adjective red. On the line, write before or after if the adjective is before or after the noun. Don't forget to erase the lines. So for example here, let's see. So you're going to have this. Oh, sorry. I was doing it before. So your worksheet is going to look like this. Your practice is going to look like this. Now you have to highlight the noun blue. In the first example, the musician played an expensive guitar. In this case, guitar is my noun. So I'm going to highlight this blue. So I double click and then I go here in my highlighter and I click blue. Now, what word is describing the guitar? Expensive. Good. So I'm going to double click and go to my highlighter here and do red. Good. Now I have to decide the adjective. Is this before or after the noun? Is before, yes, I'm gonna write before. Now, my boss invited me to a fancy dinner. Which one is a noun? Hmm. Well, boss is noun, but nothing is describing the boss. So no. Oh, here, dinner. Dinner is noun and fancy is the adjective. So I'm going to double click and here, put blue. Good. And fancy is describing the dinner. So I'm going to highlight and do red. Now I have to say, I think this again, fancy is before the noun. So I'm going to write here before. Okay? So that's all you're doing, hijos. I am you can click on the practice here, or I am going to also post it on Google Classroom. Okay? So if you click, this is what you have to complete. This right here. We did the two examples, and this is you on Wednesday. Please write your name here, right? And we did two examples, number one and number two, and you have to complete until number 17, I believe. Okay. Identify the noun, identify the adjective, and then write before or after. And then the last two pages that I want to explain, hijos, I am giving you some vocabulary because adjectives, it's a lot of new vocabulary for us. You are going to use this or some of these words for your essay. So that's why I wanted to give it to you in advance so you can preview. You have some words about appearance, a personality, some feelings, right? So how you feel, positive here, negative. Um, you also have the kind of adjective when you touch something, the sound of something, taste, size, shape, quantity, and time. You are going to use some of these words for our essay next week. So you can, start going over them if you want, and you can print, right? Pueden imprimir esto si quieren. You can print this and you can write down the definitions there because you are going to need it again for your essay next week. Okay, and that's it. That's it, goes. Let me go back to our first slide. So Monday, this is the lesson with the practice that I just showed you. This is the practice. Oh, yep, this is the practice, right? Um, Tomorrow there's one more practice, and please be there in the computer at 12:45 of our Zoom meeting. And then Wednesday 8th is the short quiz on adjective on Google Classroom. Okay? And that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy all the learning. I miss you, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye bye, hijos. I'm gonna stop this.